is a fire, older than language. It burned before cities, before kings, before the first hand pressed ochre against stone and said, "I was here." It burns still. Only the shape of the flame has changed. There is a truth woven through the human story, a quiet thread stretching backward into caves and forward into glass towers and electric skies. We are more than thinkers. We are rememberers. We are the creatures who refuse to let yesterday die. Over the years, I have wandered through old books, history, philosophy, theology, dust-covered voices speaking across centuries. Mostly the stories of the West. But every so often, the borders disappear, and I watch cultures meet one another. Through war, through trade, through exile, through the long migration of memory. And everywhere, the same discovery waits. People survive by telling stories. My work among ancient texts has taught me this. A story is never simply fiction. It is history, remembered by the heart. It is the past, retold until it becomes part of the bones. The old stories never really leave us. Sisyphus still pushes his stone. Pinocchio still searches for truth. Ahab still sails into the darkness, hunting something vast enough to explain his own emptiness. The names change. The human soul does not. I imagine our ancestors gathered around the first small islands of fire, the dark pressing against the edge of the light. A hunter returns. A child asks, "What happened?" And the story begins. The great beast was slain. The forest spirits were driven back. The winter came because the gods were angry. The boy wandered too far, and the wolves found him. Stories became memory. Stories became warning. Stories became law. Stories taught a scattered people how to become a people. That old fire never truly went out. It became the hearth, the candle, the lantern, the theater stage, the radio, the television, and now, the pale blue light we carry in our hands. The storytellers changed. The hunger never did. I grew up inside those borrowed worlds. Star Trek, Doctor Who, Star Wars. Galaxies that taught me that reality might be larger than the fences around my own life. On the morning of my wedding, I watched Star Trek before driving to the church. A strange little ritual. But perhaps not so strange at all. Because stories mark our thresholds. And somewhere along the way, the communicator in Spock's hand became the smartphone in mine. Yesterday's impossible dream became today's ordinary object. Fiction reached forward, and reality followed. And if imagination can reshape the future, what of the stories we inherit? The stories of nations, of faith, of family. The legends we tell about ourselves. They can build cathedrals. They can start wars. They can heal generations. They can wound them. A people eventually becomes the story it chooses to believe. That is why, alongside Homo sapiens, the wise human, there stands another name, Homo narrativus, the storytelling human, the one who gathers the fragments, holds them to the light, and says, remember. We do not gather around tribal fires much anymore. But look closely. A backyard barbecue, a circle of old friends, children listening while grandparents laugh, the quiet glow of a screen, as someone says, you won't believe what happened. The fire is still there. It always was. And perhaps, when all the monuments have fallen, and all our machines have gone silent, the last thing humanity will do is sit together in the dark, find a little light, and tell one more story.